It's almost time. It's almost time for the Prem to start. And I'm going to be doing my Premier League predictions today. I'm going to be going over who I think is going to win the Prem, who's going to get relegated, who's going to fight for the Conference League, Europa League, Champions League spots, as well as who I think is going to be the top goal scorer, some of the dark horses, some players to look out for, stuff like that. We're going to go over the whole Premier League list 1 through 20. So if you guys want to see more Premier League content and stuff like that, as well as the FIFA videos and other things, drop a like and comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. But to get started, I have two tabs right here. I have obviously the tier maker list, and I also have Foot Mob to go over, you know, some of the transfers and that kind of thing, just so we're all kind of aware together. I am filming this on the 14th of August, so obviously don't know if there's going to be any transfers like a few days before. We'll have to see. And transfer deadline day, obviously being the 31st, is going to could be a big factor when it comes to some of the bottom tier to mid-table teams kind of maybe pushing up depending on who they pick up, but we'll have to see about that. But let's start off with the relegation, right? We have 3 teams to get relegated. Ipswich, I mean, two promotions in a row. I think I'm sorry, but maybe I think they're going back down. I apologize to all the Ipswich fans. Hopefully they put up a fight though. We'll have to see. But that's what I think personally. Who else is gonna get relegated? Leicester, obviously they're back. Do I think they'll go back down again? Leicester, I've thought about it. I'm not too sure. They're definitely there though. They're definitely here somewhere. I'll think about it right now. I think Forest will stay, but just barely. Wolves had a relegation battle last year. Not like the whole season, but it was getting rough at one point. But what I'll say is yeah, I think it's gonna be Ipswich, Bournemouth, and I'm gonna say Southampton. I'm gonna say that. I think that the 3 that came up are going back down. I think that's how it's gonna be. Maybe we're gonna Forest like a few years, 2 seasons ago, where they stay up. Maybe we'll have to see. But I don't think that Leicester are safe. I don't think that they're super safe. I think they've made some transfer. I'm pretty sure they've made some transfers, but I don't know if it's anything like super impactful. Who else? I mean, yeah, they got Buonanotte on loan from Brighton. Couldn't even tell you who that is. Bobby Reed, I know who that is, but not anything crazy. So Leicester, honestly, Leicester's down there as well, man. I think it's either between Southampton and Leicester that'll switch, but that's so far where I'm gonna put it at. So we'll put Leicester there. Leicester will be 17th, so I'm gonna obviously move that. I think Everton got to be down here as well. For sure, I think they got to be down there. I think Brentford. I think Wolves you got to throw as well in there. Nuno might get sacked, honestly. Don't know how he didn't really get sacked last year, but we'll see how he does this year. I think Forest is gonna be in here as well. So let's reorganize this real quick. Who's gonna be 13th? The first team is gonna be 13th place. I think I'm gonna put Forest, Everton, Wolves, and then Leicester finishing in the 17th spot there. So 17, 16, 15, 14. We got one more spot to go 13th place. And I'm going to give it to... I don't want to say Palace because they're... Well, it could be Palace because they lost Elise to Bayern Munich. And I'm thinking it's either between Fulham and Crystal Palace or Brentford. I'll put Brentford in there. I'll put Brentford at 14th. We'll leave, I don't know, Brentford maybe goes up because Tony's back for the full season. They picked up a decent player, I think, or two. I'll put Brentford 13th there. Now 8th through 12th. Now I believe isn't Conference League, isn't it 8th place? I'm not 8th place, sorry. What am I trying to say here? Where is the Conference League? I believe isn't it through 8th place now? Is he play for Europe? So we'll see about that. Okay, so 8 through 12. Let's get to it. 12th place. I'm gonna put Crystal Palace in there. No. Sorry, Fulham 12th. Crystal Palace will be 11th, and then West Ham's gotta go. Ooh. West Ham's got to go down here too. But West Ham's made some signings, but I don't think they'll make it. They'll push for a Conference League spot. So I think they're like 10th place. So we got 12th, 11th, 10th, in 9th place. In 9th place, I'm going to go with... This is tough now. This is tough. I have high hopes on Villa, but we'll get to them in just a bit. I'm going to put Brighton in 9th, which is crazy, but... Are we missing some teams? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 14, 16. No, we got 20. For some reason, it seems light. Yeah, so I think we got, what is this? 12, 11th, 10th, 9th, and then who's going to finish 8th? Oof. I really think Villa's going to be up there. Chelsea, they bought so many players. United, they've bought so many players. Newcastle, I think they're going to finish Europa. Okay, honestly, it'll help me out if I do this. I'm wearing an Arsenal jersey, as you guys can see. I like the signings from Arsenal. I still don't think they have a good enough, like, obviously, we're going to rely on, I mean, Nketiah's been rumored to leave. Gabi Jesus, if that's going to be our striker, he scored like 5 goals last season for the Prem. So, like, I don't really know. We definitely need a striker. Are we going to get Osimhen? I don't know. Osimhen seems like there's going to be some type of... It was a rumor about Lukaku and him swapping for Napoli. So, I don't know how that's going to work. Spurs just bought Solanke. So Solanke's son and Kulusevski's going to be the front three. Obviously, Richarlison in there as well to probably be a backup or something. United. I think United are going to be decent this season. I'm not going to lie. And I didn't have high hopes for them last season. So let's finish the table off. Let's put Chelsea there. I'm going to put Spurs to finish in the Conference League. I think Villa go for Europa League. And then I think it's going to be Arsenal finish second. Liverpool third. United fourth. Sorry, I'm going to swap these two. I think Villa will be there. Actually, we have to swap it like this, don't we? So I think it'll be like this. The top 4 is going to be obviously Champion City. We have Arsenal second. Third, Liverpool. Fourth, United. Fifth, Villa. Sixth, Newcastle. You know what? I'm gonna swap. I think Chelsea can make it into the top 6. I think so, honestly. I know. You know, maybe you know, Bayern versus Tottenham. They got to see Harry Kane again win his trophy. He didn't celebrate. He showed his love. Maybe Tottenham turns up one time. They're like, you know what? Maybe we'll go push up. But in my opinion, I think this is a solid list. Let me know in the comments so far. What do you guys think about this list so far? Maybe some did I do some... What do you guys think? I think the top 4 is pretty solid. I think that's kind of everyone's top 4. I would say that's everyone's top 6, honestly. Maybe not Newcastle, but they made some signings. They also got Tonali coming back, and let's look at Newcastle's signings as well as their squad right now. So let's look at their transfers. Where was this? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. So let's see. Hold on, really quick. I'm trying to see. Let's look at their squad. Hold on. I know the defenders maybe not the best, but I think Newcastle can make it pretty decent. You know, Isak, for sure. Isak, Callum Wilson being the 2 strikers. Anthony Gordon in there. I think he's a good player. Almiron, maybe he'll turn up again, but he was kind of stinky towards the end of the season. So now he's gonna be back. Joelinton, Bruno Guimaraes. The midfield's pretty solid midfield. I'm not gonna lie. We have Lewis Hall, Botman, Schär, Trippier. Isn't Trips no longer? I don't know if it was a rumor. I thought he was leaving. I could have sworn that. It might have been a rumor. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna swap these two. I think Chelsea have too many signings, and Nkunku's fully fit. They're thinking about getting Joao Felix back. I think that's it right there. I think that's it. Maybe some last minute adjustments. Maybe even Spurs over them, over Newcastle. Maybe, I don't know, but Newcastle have no Europe this season. Aston Villa, I really thought they were gonna finish 4th, but I don't know, man. United too. It's gonna be a good season because I want to see how the teams play out. Honestly, obviously preseason, United had Euro out and Højlund are gonna be out, but they just signed Xerxes. Rashford's gotta play better. Anthony, I'm not a fan of Anthony, but you know it is what it is with Anthony. He'll probably ball roll in the air again, or just by himself again. But they signed Mazraoui, De Ligt, Xerxes, and Lenny Yoro, who's gonna be out right now. And Højlund as well. So, man, yeah. Let's look at their squad. Does this show who's injured? I think there's a way to find who's injured. Stats, no, squad overview. I thought there was a way to find out who's injured. I can't remember how to do it. Maybe it was under news. You gotta just scroll through it. But yeah, there's a few people that are gonna be out right now. I think it's really just Euro and Højlund right now. That's gonna be it's only 2 players out. So far, guys, I think this is a pretty solid list. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's pretty solid. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree. I think City's gonna take it easily. They lost Julian Alvarez, but I really don't think that's like. I actually really like Julian Alvarez. I mean, seeing him play in the Prem, he's just an annoying pressing player, and his finishing is actually really solid, really good, and just on the ball, technically, I don't know. He's not a better goal scorer than Haaland because obviously he's not going to score as many goals as Haaland, but technically he's better than Haaland. Like, he is just that good. Julian Alvarez is actually a really good player. I love him a lot. I'm not going to lie. Arsenal, I think they just too many years, man. Too many years in a row that we bottle it, man. We've been so close, and it just doesn't work. If it was going to be any year, I think it would have been last year, man. Well, how many points ahead? Were we like 10 points during Christmas and we came back and still threw it away. So I don't want to say, no, it wasn't 10 points. It was 8 points or something like that. Anyways, City just turned up when De Bruyne came back and they just went on that run. And then Arsenal drew a few games that they shouldn't have. And City never lost for them and they kept going. So they pushed through. Manager of the year, depending on Liverpool, it could be the new Liverpool slot. It could be his. But it could also be Pep just because he's going to win again. FA Cup winners. We should talk about that too. Or should I do let me do top goal scorer first. Let's keep it all inside the league, inside the Prem first, and then we'll go over, Champions League and stuff like that. Top goal scorer. Obviously, some shouts out there. Just throw some names out. Obviously, Haaland. Okay, no brainer. Come on, guys. It's gonna be Haaland up there. Salah for sure will be up there. Is it Darwin Nunez's year? Is it his year to get like at least 20 goals? No, I don't think so. He's got to prove me wrong. He's got to prove me wrong. Last season, I mean, there was just highlights of that guy. But I will say, just like everybody says, the guy gets himself in the right positions at the right times, but he just cannot finish them. The runs he makes are great. The place he ends up finding himself with the ball is great. It's just that final product. That's all he needs, man. That's all he's going to need, and he's going to just destroy kids. So, I think Darwin Nunez will finish top 5. Honestly, I really do think so. I think Darwin will finish top 5 top goal scorer, but I'm just throwing names out there. We have Tony for Brentford. We have Dominic Solanke for Tottenham, who's going to be linking up with Kulusevski and Son. So that could be up there. Son himself could be up there. So we got Son. We got Salah. Haaland. I'm trying to think of some absolute insane goal scorers for sure. Solanke, I guess, for Tottenham. Does Jamie Vardy get back up there? Chelsea's interesting too. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry, I had to get some water because I just had a cough attack and I didn't have water. I didn't have water next to me, so I'm back. I think I was on Chelsea. Who's Chelsea's goal scorers? Who can they be? Obviously, Nkunku's back. They also just signed Pedro Neto. I forgot about that. Wow. I mean, look at all these transfers they've gotten. Jesus. The youngster from Brazil. some other youngster, Kellyman, my guy from Barca, Drewsbury Hall, Renato Viega, Caleb Wiley, Philip Jorgensen, Aaron Anselmino, Pedro Neto, not to mention obviously the players they picked up last season. I mean, I think Cole Palmer has a shot. I should throw him up there too. Okay, so I think top goal scorer, let's say the top 5. I'm going to say Haaland, Salah, Cole Palmer. See, for Arsenal, I mean, you could throw Saka up there, Trossard. Nah, I don't think we're gonna get that many like top goals. I think it's gonna be like the front 3 and the midfielders are gonna get a lot of goals. What do I think else could be up there? Maybe Xerxes if he really proves himself with the new United like regime, whatever. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do no, because I have Salah already top goals. I was gonna say Darwin Nunez, but that might be a little too much right there. I might have a little too much faith in Darwin Nunez this season. So Haaland and Salah. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Haaland, Cole Palmer. I'm gonna throw Xerxes up there. And then Saka. And then Salah. I think that'll be the top 5 goal scorers right there. And I think Haaland's going to win. And it's going to be by like 7 goals. So that'll be easy and comfortable for him. So that's enough of the Prem. Who do I think is going to make it to the Champions League? Might be kind of boring. But I think it's going to be Madrid versus City. And I think Madrid's going to win it. Because this guy Mbappe is going to want it all in this first season for sure. He already, by the time we're recording this, he just scored... in the preseason friendly, or not even preseason friendly, I guess the what is it called? The Super Cup, whatever the heck it's called. They won that against Atalanta, so they get that. Yeah, so I think Madrid, honestly, I think Madrid win it against City in the final. So I think that'll be the league. Manchester City's like schedule that was posted was insanely packed and full. Like they have like almost no days off, which is probably going to come back to bite them. Who do I think is going to win the FA Cup? The FA Cup, honestly, I think I could see Arsenal winning it. Because Arsenal has to win something this year. In my opinion, I feel like they got to win something. The Carabou Cup, the FA Cup. They either got to win the Prem, or if not, get knocked out early and win the Europa League. They got to win something. I really do think they got to win this. They got to win some type of... If they don't win the Prem, they got to win one of the 4 cups, whatever. They got to win something. So, I'm going to say FA Cup winners. I'm going to say City still again. I think Carabao Cup, it's either between Arsenal and Chelsea, honestly. Because Chelsea has like 15 players on the bench that aren't even going to play in the regular season. They have like 2 rotations, if not 3, they can make of combinations of squads. I think I'll say Arsenal win the FA Cup. I think they'll win the FA Cup. Oh, sorry, Carabao Cup. FA Cup, City will win it. They'll win the double. Who is my dark horse team? I don't think Aston Villa is a dark horse team anymore. You know, it's kind of like Belgium. I feel like for like international level. I feel like Aston Villa, a lot of people already know. They made some good signings. They're now managed by Unai Emery. Last season, they finished, obviously, Champions League spot. I think they'll do decent in the Champions League, but they'll probably get kicked. They probably won't make it all the way. Especially, I don't think they'll make it to the quarters. They'll probably... I don't know, actually. Aston Villa, under Unai Emery, is a different team. I think out of Europa League... I don't know, actually. I don't know who... Villa, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I'm just putting too much hype into it, but I think Villa's going to make a really good run this season. In the Prem, in the Champions League. I honestly, I mean, I know I just said that they're not going to win, obviously, the Champions League, but I think they'll and they're not going to make it far. But I think for them, for that level of a club, I think that's really good for them. What other predictions should I make? Oh, dark horse team. I think a dark horse team. I feel like you can't say Crystal Palace or West Ham either. I'm gonna say Brentford. I think Brentford. I think Ivan Toney fully back now for the full season. I know I have them down here, but if I were to just give one, I feel like they could finish in the top 8, maybe get that 8th spot. So I think that's a pretty big jump, but who knows? Full season Ivan Toney, not missing a pen. I think that's pretty decent for Brentford. So yeah, guys, just to give you guys my predictions here to finish off who's gonna win the Prem. I think it's gonna be kind of boring, but City win it once again, back to back again. They win it. Relegation, the top 3 who came in, gonna leave. And then my middle of the pack teams, we have Spurs, Brighton, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Fulham. The bottom of the table goes with Forest or Brentford, Forest, Everton, Wolves, and Leicester. And my top 6 is City, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Villa, Chelsea, and I don't think I said obviously Newcastle is in like middle of the pack team. So that's pretty much everything, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my tier list, or sorry, not even my tier list, but just my actual full predictions, because it's Wednesday today. Our first game is on Friday, so we have about just under 48 hours until the Prem is back. Let me know in the comments who you guys support. Where do you guys think your team will finish? Who do you think is going to win the Prem? Who do you think is getting relegated? And let me know you guys' top goal scorer of this season do you guys think in the comments down below. But for now, guys, I'm out of here. Adios.